putting us live on Facebook now. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you don't know, this is Camila Alves, and you were probably expecting Nachi here because she's normally the one that does that. Today, she can't do it, and I'll do it for her. So I'll do my best
My
to
pleasure.
make it up to how good she is. And so, Camila, just to let you know, we've been doing these lives. Well, it's a way for us to connect with the World for Her community. It's also a way for people that are locked at home to kind of have some sort of entertainment that isn't just TV. But it also brings us together a bit and makes us connect. So we're not doing classes here because we're kind of avoiding close contact with people, and that's our way to enjoy for her, even when we can't dance for her with other people.
Do you feel like you guys are really far away from the Faho community since you are literally so far away?
You mean geographically? I think yes and no. I think we are a bit far away from the European Faho community, if we think so. We're pretty close to the Asian, so Japan specifically. And there's lots of connections with Brazil, but then it's more kind of like individuals rather than our community with communities in Brazil.
Going there.
Yeah, but here in Australia we're pretty solid. So like the community in Brisbane is really close to the community in Sydney, and also really close to people from Melbourne, also close to people in Tasmania.
Lots of groups, no? Lots of groups.
Because Australia is really big, so it's not like we can drive for an hour and be in a major city. You can, like, from here to Sydney, you have to drive for 16 hours, so it's pretty far. Yeah. Anyway, so maybe Camila, just for the benefit of everyone out there, do you want to let us know where do you currently live? So where are you in the world? Where's your cultural background? So where did you grow up, or where are you born? And that'll be it for now.
It's pretty boring. I'm joking. So basically, I am Portuguese, and I've always lived here in Portugal, and I live now in Lisbon. My father's part is from Brazil, so that's my Brazilian part.
So you're half Brazilian, let's say.
I am half Brazilian. I have the passport. Okay, that's something else. No, but it's not actually because of my family from my father's part that I started dancing for her. Actually, it's he now he's dancing now. After I started, and now as a teacher, now he's dancing and learning for her. But no, it was not because of my dad that I started dancing. It was actually more due to my mom, because she's a dance teacher. She does like her background is like contemporary dance and like stretching and posture and those kinds of classes. And she always had studios. So in one of her like open classes, where she was presenting the classes and so on, I did an open class of tango. So that's how I started. Like, really, I was 14, and before then I was always, in those school groups, doing those choreographies, and I was dancing also a little bit of salsa and some kizomba, but nothing for real. But when I started tango, I was like, I want to do this with my life. So obviously I was super young, and I was kind of trading with my teacher. So he was learning Portuguese, and I was pretty good at Portuguese in terms of but I could explain it. I was really good at this in school, and so we were trading tango classes with Portuguese classes. So he was teaching me, like he was doing private classes with me, and I quickly became his assistant.
Argentinian tango or ballroom tango?
Argentinian.
Argentinian. Yeah. Okay.
So I quickly became his assistant, but you know how tango is. It's pretty difficult for people to improve, and so we were always staying in the beginners classes all the time. And I was like, no, I need something else. So after 3 years of this loop, I discovered Faha in this major dance event where, I was going there since I was 11. So every year I was going there because my mom was also teaching. And So yeah, so basically during the day you can just scan everything that is going on and just pick a dance, you know.
Yeah.
So
Is
today
that
I
in
want to do
Portugal?
in Portugal. It's called Andanças.
And
Really nice
dances.
festival. It's kind of like a hippie festival where you go in the woods and you learn the dances during the day, and then at
Yeah.
night you have the major parties where you can just apply and do what you learned during the day. So one of those
Yeah.
days I went to Forró, and it was like this
Ah.
huge class. And when I saw the teacher, who later on became my partner, Pablo, um, I was like, okay, this dance looks like all the dances that I ever did in my life. So it has a
All
little bit of
together.
tango. Yeah, yeah. It has a little bit of tango, and then has this sensuality from kizomba, then arm movements from salsa. I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
So I started going to the classes in Lisbon,
Yeah.
and yeah, and now here I am.
Okay. So your exposure to forró was through the dance, not through the music. So you
Oh yeah,
first saw
through the
forró
dance.
as a dance, and obviously with the music together.
Because I mean, the whole European scene, and I think the whole world, that is not, let's not include Brazil, okay?
Yeah.
The whole world knows forró through the dance. It's how it's more accessible, so people don't fall in love straight away with the music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Okay, they see the dance, they are interested, and then they start to fall in love with the sound, which is
Yeah.
really different from European music and what people are used to
Yeah.
listening to.
I guess it depends whereabouts in Europe, but sure, I suppose
Yeah,
it's easier, it's more accessible. I agree with you entirely. Like a
yeah,
dance, it's much more accessible than music in general, just because
exactly.
our brain absorbs the visual aspect of it much easier than the
And people
sound
are
of it.
together, so yeah,
Mm.
that's how I started. And then obviously, like my story is so close to, it's really similar to how I started tango in Forró, so then I started taking classes with Pablo, and really quickly I became his assistant because I was so young. Everything was so easy for me. So pa 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 boom boom, let's go. And then we started traveling. So that's how I started going to the festivals. But then I moved to London. So I stayed there for 3 years, and
Wow.
that's the most interesting part of my story. I believe I was really happy there. I went to study. I did business with marketing. I was doing university, but everything I was thinking about was forró,
Dance.
and actually that's how my career really exploded, because quickly we had some issues, and I didn't want to work with him anymore. So I started my solo career, and since I
Ah.
was in London was it's really central, so all the flights were quite easy and not so expensive, right?
Yeah.
So the festival started to hire me, and I started traveling, and that's really how everything exploded. And now I'm back
And
in Lisbon. And
yeah. And did you always dance as a follower?
I always wanted to lead since the beginning.
Okay.
I
Do
always
you do
liked it.
you do you dance as a leader too
Yeah,
now?
I love it. I go through phases, okay? So I notice that sometimes I'm more into the leader mode, and I just want to lead and do my thing, because I don't have the patience to sometimes, right? I'm an Aries, so my patience is really limited. So when I'm in those kinds of days, I want to lead and do my thing. And then when sometimes I just want to be more vulnerable in a good way, and just
Yeah.
go with the flow and be a follower.
Do you also think, and that's for all the teachers out there, because I do think that quite a lot. Do you think that the fact that you could speak a language that it's more universal than Portuguese that helped you with your teaching career?
Definitely,
Yeah, I
definitely.
see that too.
And
Yeah.
it's
Did
really
you?
sad. It's really sad because I see so many good teachers that can't speak English, and it's just I want to help them so much. I'm actually building a course where everything is compiled for them to do a forró class in English. So I'm preparing that,
Perfect.
and I actually had the opportunity of doing a course to be able to teach English abroad. I know that my English is not perfect, but
no, it's pretty good.
It's I think since I have this background of dance, I can sometimes I even think that teaching English, I mean teaching forró in English, it's easier than in Portuguese, because my career actually started really for real when I was living in London. So I had my group classes there, my private classes. So all the terms and not terms, the words and how you explain it, I learned it in English. So it's more natural to me sometimes.
Do you call the name of some of the steps in Portuguese, or do you try to translate it sometimes?
Yeah.
Because I call, for example, we call repique here, even
we don't call it repique here.
What do you say?
Actually, I know that what repique is, and yeah, sometimes we translate for people that already say this word, but we call it a sliding bass. So we translate sliding bass, base arrastada. That's how I learned it. So,
Portuguese from Portugal is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, sometimes we translate when I'm teaching. Yeah, when I'm teaching in English, yeah, I translate turns, changing sides.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
So how long have you been teaching now? If you think, like, from since you started there as Pablo's assistant till now?
Well, I started forró in 2010.
Okay.
And
so
then
20 years.
No,
10 years.
10 years.
Very, very bad at maths. See, no.
Me too. And yeah, but I mean, my first festival abroad was in 2012. And
okay.
So, yeah, but I was teaching with him here as well. So I don't really consider those times as a teacher. I wasn't really a teacher, I was more like the assistant, and because those were not my ideas, and so I actually start counting since I moved to London. So 2013.
Okay, 2013. That's a long journey already, and you look very young, so it must have taken a big part of your
I just turned 27. What the hell?
And how do you think that forró kind of shaped your adult life, like your relationships, and do you think that it was just a dance, or did it take a big part of your life as well?
Please, it's my life. Like, I have nothing else. This is ridiculous. Listen, everything that I do is related to forró. Really. I just did that degree just to have something else, because I already knew that I was going to work with forró. So I have my classes, I have my school, and I have a forró shop now. We are actually inside.
Wow, cool.
We are in the...
So what do you sell in your shop?
I sell forró clothes. Look. Wow. It's Chá da Chinela shop.
Do you sell shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you post it to Australia?
Yeah, of course, the whole world.
Cool.
Yeah, we ship it worldwide. So yeah, everything that I do is related to forró. It's ridiculous. My husband is a forró DJ and musician. I mean, there's no way I can just...
So it kind of molded your relationships as well, and
as well, yeah.
I mean, your approach to life.
Yeah, since I was really young, I was hanging out with dancers and with people that danced. So I remember when I was 14 and I started tango, all my friends, obviously not from school, but from the rest of my life, were really, older than me. And so I had those conversations about, all the adult things, So
yeah. And how is it now, like, for your students? Do you think in general, are they really young? Are they old? How is the profile of your students, you'd say?
I'm actually sometimes younger than them. Yeah. And I want to give them, those life advices and stuff. And they look at me like this.
Sure.
No, I mean, my students are like, let's say from 20s to no limit. But yeah,
Okay.
usually 30s.
And in the forró community in Lisbon, let's say, or in the places that you more often frequent, is it more same thing? So like a wide range of ages.
Yeah,
it varies quite a lot.
And this is a good sign, because it shows that we are opening our arms to everybody, and people are welcome. They feel really welcomed. I love it there.
Do you think this is a peculiar thing of forró?
Of course. Yeah. No dress code, no rules, no specific technique that, if you don't put your hands like this, it's not forró. I mean, it's really free. Everyone can dance however they want, and usually people don't judge each other, and you always have a school that is going to fit in with your ideas. And yeah, definitely, forró is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Are you in love with the music now as well,
yes,
or just the dance?
Even more now that I'm with Luciano. Like, there's no way I don't listen to forró every day, because he's always doing a live stream, and he's always showing me different music. And he's a DJ, and he plays with vinyls.
Oh yeah.
So, first of all, the mess of those records, I mean, it drives me insane. And we put the shelves, and okay, this is the place for you to put your records. No, everything's on the floor, because he's always playing. We cannot even walk anyway. But it's yeah, I feel really lucky to be in close contact with someone that is really breathing music every day.
And have you visited Brazil since you learned forró?
Oh yeah, my God!
How many times?
I go there. Before forró, I was going there every 2 years. And after forró, anytime I can. Sometimes, every 2 years we go. Last time I went there was in December.
December last year.
Yeah, but since then, all my trips to Brazil are like, okay, Itaúnas, family, and that's it.
Okay, so I was going to ask, what's your advice? So if someone that it's not a Brazilian wants to go to Brazil for whatever reason, and they ask you, well, I have time to go to one place for forró, where should I go?
Itaúnas, of course. Yep. It depends. Obviously, it depends on the time of the year. So Carnival is nice. I mean, I've never been to Carnival there, but people say Carnival is nice. During the festival is nice, and during the New Year's Eve is nice. And cool. I always go there at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you where do you get your like, now that you're a well-known dancer and teacher and all of that, I suppose there's ways in which you would probably want to challenge yourself into inspiring yourself into learning new things. Where do you draw these from? Where do you normally get your inspirations from?
Mostly it just happens when we are dancing, and I like to analyze things. So I do something, and I don't really put limits on my body. So I just I like to let it go and see what I can create. And we always create something. Nothing is. I mean, we always think that everything is invented already, right?
Yeah, true.
But no, I mean, there's always opportunities to create new variations or new techniques and different ways of doing things. So most of the times it just happens. Usually I get inspiration from the parties. I like to watch. And that's when I prepare my classes, when I have the ideas for classes, because I can actually analyze what people need.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, obviously I have inspiration from amazing dancers, and I watch their videos, and usually they're all my friends. So we talk about it. But obviously when we go to Brazil, we have the opportunity to dance with people that have different bodies and different because they grew up in a scenario where you dance all the time, and it's different from here. People here don't dance since they are, really young.
Very young.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They don't really dance. So when I go there, I have those, aha moments. Okay, this exists and this is amazing and people are so good. And I wish I could go there and stay there longer, but it's not all the time.
Yeah. I guess for everyone that it's away from Brazil. At least Portugal is closed.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I'm not, to be honest, I'm not always thinking about my dance. I actually leave it always to the last point of the list. I focus myself on the teaching part more.
How did you decide that you would want to become a teacher rather than a dancer? Because that's a big, not a big distinction. You can be a teacher and a dancer.
Baby.
But I suppose, tell me about
dancers. First of all, dancers, they have a tough life, You always need to prepare something new. You are not recognized at all. I mean, it's really difficult to find a dancer that is just a dancer in the forró scene, okay? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, true.
No one wants to pay
unless you're not a professional dancer.
Yeah, but then you
like
don't,
all of us. Yeah,
but then you don't earn from it.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I always wanted to teach. When I was in school, I was helping my friends to learn their school assignments, and I was helping them with their school assignments, and it was always something very natural for me. And my mom is a teacher, and my dad also taught some capoeira back in the days. I don't know. It's just very natural to me.
It was already in you.
Yeah.
So did you when you started your solo career, then did you have a moment where you sat down and thought, well, this is how I want to teach this particular concept. This is how I think it makes more sense. Is it like that, or is it more organic? You look at the people that you're teaching at that particular term, and then you're like, oh, they need more of these. They need more of that.
It's more natural than. No, I never planned anything. It's difficult to plan when you don't know your potential.
Yeah,
true. When you don't know how the forró scene is going to grow. Only about, I don't know, 5 years ago, we saw the potential of the forró scene. But before then, we didn't know. We had a bunch of like small festivals, not a bunch, actually a limited number of forró festivals. And we thought that it was it. That was it, We didn't see this new market growing and that we could actually live from it, at least in my opinion. But now, I mean, the school that we have here is pretty big. Espaço Baião, it's really big. We have a bunch of
I know. I follow you guys. I get a lot of good tips from the way you teach stuff.
Yeah, thank you. So we started. I mean, when I was living in London, I was obviously by myself. I didn't have the school or anything. But I always liked to teach the way I like to learn. So with structure, because forró back in the days, it's still a little bit messy, but back in the days, oh my God, it was so messy. And I cannot function like this, I have to have boxes and put things in the boxes and organize the way that I teach. So I was always not too much into the steps, but more into the technique.
Yeah,
so I was teaching techniques through steps, obviously, because you need steps to be able to dance and go to the dance floor. But it was never my focus. So when I was going to festivals, I was teaching a technique. Always, the technique was the foundation, and then I was using a movement to apply this technique. And until today, I mean, the school is really based upon techniques and ideas, not steps.
And do you have different levels of students? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the first class is forró zero. We call it forró zero for people who are starting all the time. So we have this class where you don't really evolve. You just learn the basics for you to be able to go to beginner one, because this is the problem in all of the schools, right? Every time that you have a beginner class, you have someone new and you have to start over, or you
Yeah.
have to separate this person from the rest of the crowd, and we don't think it's so nice. So we always have this class for total beginners. Then we have beginner one, and it's 3 months. Then beginner two, 3 months, and then intermediate one, 6 months, intermediate two, 6 months, and advanced, no limit.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but
And
it's constantly changing.
yeah, that's interesting. And is it a good spread of leaders and followers, or do you
It
get
is.
more of? Yeah, I
We
find it very
actually
interesting that. Keep going. Sorry.
we actually have sometimes more leaders than followers. Can you believe it?
Same here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there's something about Foho that attracts leaders as well. Maybe it is the fact that it isn't so strict on rules and all of that. So you
definitely.
can
Yeah.
actually adapt to your own body so people don't feel that threatened
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
technique.
Yeah.
And maybe because you, with only a tiny bit of technique, you're able to have a nice dance with anyone
Yeah.
already.
Hmm.
And people don't feel that put off, as opposed to, for example, I don't know, I love samba as well. I don't dance very well,
Me
but
too.
I find it very different because with samba, unless you know a
It's
bit
tough.
more, you can't really just ask anyone to dance. You know, you'll be terrible on the dance floor. You can, but you will be
Yeah.
terrible on the dance floor.
And for
Yeah,
why you can always, just be on the basic step and everything's
yeah,
okay. But
have some
actually
fun.
in Espaço Baião we have this. We were able to put this idea into people's minds where you can dance as a leader and as a follower, because
Yeah,
the whole crew dances as a leader and as a follower. And even the way we communicate, for example, through our pictures and through our flyers, we sometimes put two girls dancing or two guys dancing,
yeah,
so people start to see this with more, it's more natural.
yeah,
And without a doubt, sometimes when we have lack of followers, we say to the guys, okay, now you're going to be a follower, and then when we change, you turn into a leader again, without asking. It's normal. They already know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they want to. It's really nice, really nice.
There's a lot of advantaging.
Augusto, beijo, querido.
Yeah, he's back here in Aussie.
I want to see your project, Augusto.
His project.
Yeah, he interviewed me, I think
you
2 years
got
ago.
you got to come to the festival.
Yeah, invite me. I'm joking.
Well, I just go to the festival. It's Augustus, guys.
Ah,
Just keep up. It's so here in Australia. Sorry, I'll just very briefly. I know
I
that
am
people are much more interested in you than in
no,
us.
but I actually want to know, because I can, being totally honest with you, I don't know anything about the Australian scene.
Cool. So I'll
Go
try
ahead.
to help you out with that. So I haven't been in Australia for that long. So I've been here for about 6 years now. And when I got here, Foho was here already. So
Yeah.
there was already a group of people that, and I am in Brisbane. And as I said,
Mm.
Australia is gigantic, right? So the big cities are Sydney and Melbourne,
Yeah.
the big ones. And Melbourne is much more, well, it has a kind of like a cultural sort of, it's different than Sydney, the vibe of the city for sure. There's apparently more Brazilians in Sydney than in Melbourne.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's why, proportionate. Maybe that's why the Forró community, the biggest one and the strongest one is in Sydney. So here in Brisbane, when I got here, there was already a Forró gig happening every Sunday on a bar here with live music.
Nice.
And I thought it was cool. But then after a while, they shut that down, and
Oh,
that group of people were still getting together in people's houses and things like that. And for maybe 3 years ago or something, group of people decided to start organizing at least constant gigs with live music. So they got a bar, and there was live music every week. and there was a bit of a class in the beginning. And there are some really, really good dance schools here, kind of like Latin dance schools. Latin dance is really strong in Brisbane. So the
Nice.
salsa scene is really strong. The kizomba and zouk.
Do you think it
Scene is,
helps the forró scene because of that?
I think it does.
Okay.
I think for many reasons. I think because people fluctuate between dance styles, but also because people, for example, bars and people in general, they're more used to seeing people dancing together. So the
And they're kind of
Australian
easy,
culture,
right? To try.
yeah, maybe because Australian culture, like there's no partner dance at all, like
Yeah.
that. It doesn't exist.
That's so sad, isn't
So
it?
yeah, so for them it's not something that it's natural, and they're not, like, dance is not a big part of their culture as well. And they're more into, like, for example, improvising, and you will see people dancing even to forró songs. They'll be dancing by themselves, like going crazy. They
Oh,
like the
cool.
music, but they don't have that culture of dancing, a partner dance with proper steps and stuff like that. So there's this dance school here in Brisbane that's been here for maybe 20 years or so, and they teach like samba and all the Latin styles, and they do have a module of forró. I think that helped. But in
Is
all
it
the
Cadu
dance
and
schools,
Larissa's school?
no, this is
Oh,
Tarcísio School. It's called
okay.
Rio Rhythms.
Okay, cool.
They're like the oldest ones here, the
Nice.
most, yeah. All the teachers and the schools here that teach forró, they are dance schools that teach other styles, and so not like Espaço Baião where forró is the main thing, and you teach samba as well, but it started with forró. It's almost the other way.
You know what's
Yeah,
happening
I'm a
here.
fan.
So
I'm telling
cool.
you. So then, so here in Brisbane, then after these 3 years, we kind of lost that gig, and then another group of people took that on, and we started with forró lessons as a community class. We teach on a park, and it's free, and it's
Cool.
open for everyone.
Nice.
And it's a bit similar to how it started in Sydney, and definitely Augusto and people out there will let you know exactly and will tell you their story much better than me. But I know that their story is a bit similar to that. So they kind of started in a park, teaching everyone that would come in, and the community started to get bigger and bigger, and they were capable of teaching in community centers and things like that. So I feel like this is starting to happen in Brisbane. So for Brisbane, which is our group here, we're more into, I'd say, kind of like the cultural side of forró, so not just dance. So we have six forró bands in Brisbane, just in Brisbane. Yeah, okay. I know.
But like with sanfona and everything?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Lucky. Cool.
So we try to explore that part as well. So how good it is to dance to live music, and we try to put live music every gig we can.
That's the first step. The dance comes later. It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. a bit of both, but I guess musicians here are starting to get interested in, what the hell are you playing? What is that? And there are Australians that play with us. It's not just Brazilians, all the bands. So they're Italians, Australians, and so this is really good too. So we try to do a bit of both. Try to go via the dance, obviously, but via the music as well. I know in Sydney they do a bit of that too. There's a few bands in there. They have a kind of like a school sort of like band where there's lots of people learning through forró, Brazilian music and things like that. So there's the cultural aspect.
Where are the festivals in Australia?
In Sydney.
All of them? Is it just one?
There's one. There's only one.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there has been only one so far.
For now.
Well, I'd say there's something that it's a bit hard here, which is the fact that because it's not well known, so it's not like in Portugal where people will kind of know what is that you're doing, like you're doing a partner dance with live music. It's not very common here. So The bars don't really like us very well because we
People
don't
are
give them a exactly. You already know.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere is
Yeah.
the same problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to also implement that culture with the bars and clubs and things like that. That, you know, we are a good customer, not because we don't give a lot of money to the bar, but you know, we won't destroy your place, and we'll
Of
bring
course.
more people, and everybody will know your venue. They will come other days, and so we're also trying to do that. So what makes it harder here is that, I think, also.
Mhm.
So the festival is in Sydney. Here in Brisbane, we used to have a forró event once a year in a pier. So like in the middle of the ocean, it was amazing. But
Nice.
we got kicked out, and maybe we'll try to get new licenses
Don't
for
give up,
that.
guys. Don't give. There's always a way out.
Never, never and ever. Yeah, so that's what's happening. So here in Brisbane, we teach every Wednesday at that park. We are in about 4 volunteers, but there's always people helping us. There's a lot
Mhm.
of there's a few teachers from Brazil that came to Australia, but they're English, they're improving their English. So it's also a way for them to, you know, improve their way of teaching
Nice.
English in a safe environment. So we try to help that too. And there's heaps of Brazilians that come here, don't speak a word of English, and it's their way of connecting to people without having to use a language that they don't know.
And their way
So,
of not learning English as well.
well, you know, there's a lot of Australians in or people from other nationalities in our
Yeah.
group. So Portuguese,
Cool.
we speak English.
Portuguese as well. Like
We don't
Portuguese from
speak
Portugal,
Portuguese that
no?
much. Not many, no.
No?
No, no. No, there's Europeans, but Brisbane is not well known for Europeans. Not
Mm.
that well known.
Yeah.
So what happens is, I think people that kind of like are sensitive to forró and come and join us, they're more sensitive to that different cultural background, for that multicultural aspect of forró, and they're more patient when we are saying wrong things in English, and when
Obvious.
we don't feel so. People feel really welcome in the community in general, and the
Yeah.
other way around too. So like we hug each other, and like hug isn't really a thing in Australia, but there's a lot of people that love hugging, so they really feel welcome
Yeah.
in our group and all of that. Yeah, so that's how it is. Sorry, I took
Cool. Amazing. I
so
really
long.
wanted to know.
Yeah, and we really want, you know, people to. We're also reaching out, so we see. And there's the accordionist here. He says that all the time, and I agree with you entirely. We see that the soil is really fertile here. So
Mhm.
like everything that you drop, it grows, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how we feel it. So we feel like we need to plant the seeds as much as we can, but the soil is really fertile. So long we keep watering things, they will grow. It might not be my generation, and I don't really care. But things
Come
will
on. What?
eventually,
Of
yeah.
course it will be. Don't
Yeah, I'm
don't
a bit
worry.
older than you.
Don't worry.
A lot older than you.
People just need to
Um,
know that it exists, you know?
yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah, and
there's lots of
and
ways of doing it.
yeah.
Partnerships and
So that's also something that I wanted to ask. How do you think? So, for example, for Espaço Baião and for the forró scene in Lisbon, let's just restrict to Lisbon. What do you think were the key things that made that really strong and grow? Do you have anything that you think was that was what clicked, or you know, the important things, the
okay.
important steps?
First of all, we cannot forget that Lisbon, that we are in Portugal and we are brothers. Portugal and
Yeah.
Brazil are brothers. So we
Well,
have
it's more like parents and siblings, but sure.
I don't want to put it that way because otherwise people kill me. But yeah, brothers. So we have a lot of Brazilians here, and forró has been here for a long time, since the beginning. I mean, I believe 2000s.
Okay.
Obviously in small bars, and then not quickly, but I mean, we had a bunch of events and a bunch of different teachers coming as well, so that helped. There is also a festival called Baião em Lisboa Festival that Henrique does since, I don't know, 2011. And this is really the event, the biggest event of Europe. And it really helped the forró scene here grow.
So a festival.
A festival, yeah, a festival.
Mm,
But obviously,
okay.
a bunch of other parties. I mean, the main public here is not Brazilian; it's
Yeah.
Portuguese. So um, we mix the work of a bunch of different teachers and promoters and musicians, and everyone is doing their thing, but is working, and
Mm,
yeah, through consistent work. And I cannot talk about it very much because I came back from London in 2016, so I
so
am
not that long ago.
technically helping the community for 4 years.
It's
But
good enough.
yeah, but I think that obviously when I was in London, I was not away. I was coming back and doing workshops
Mm,
sometimes,
sure.
and obviously the work that we do um, abroad also helps the community here because people start understanding what Forró in Lisbon is and how it is, and they want to come to this beautiful country that is really sunny even in the wintertime, and they want to enjoy the festivals here, um, and people here, they also understand the lyrics as well, and they understand
Yeah.
the culture, so that's a great advantage. We are
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
biased in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, we can use a similar marketing because mostly Australia is sunny the entire year as well. Well, most parts of Australia. I was
Yeah.
just looking through the comments.
Hmm.
Um, so just I'll pick out some. So Augusto, you already know. So Ricardo Bona, if you see it there, he's the accordionist here in Brisbane. He's in
Ah, cool.
mostly all the forró bands.
Nice.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
an
And
advantage.
Lee is saying that you should visit the west coast of Australia, which is Perth. There's a good community
I
there
know
too.
Sarah. Sarah's from
Yes,
Perth. She's so
exactly.
sweet.
Yeah.
She did a bunch of classes here a long time
Oh
ago.
yeah. Okay. And we have also Lucia here. She's one of the singers in one of the forró bands here that's
Okay.
been going on for ages, and she does a really cool work with showing like forró in big music festivals as well. So this year her band
World Music
played
Festival.
in,
That's nice.
yeah, exactly. So her band played in Woodford Festival, which is the biggest, I think it's the biggest folk festival outdoors in the Southern Hemisphere. So it's pretty big, it's gigantic for Australian standards. And it was the first time that Forró was played by a band in there. And it was amazing
Nice.
because
Good, Lucia.
it,
Very
it
good.
was in this place where everybody was sitting, just watching the bands, and then out of a sudden, Forró started to play, and all the Forró crew came along to dance,
That's
and
so cool.
everybody was just like dancing. It was amazing. It was really cool.
Yeah. We
I have
also
a
have
few
the
more
presence
questions
of,
to you.
let me just say
Yeah.
hi to Elisabetta. She's one of our teachers here in Espaço Baião. Really
Ah,
active. She's
yay!
always doing everything. Ellie, let's go to
Hey,
Australia one day.
Ellie. Yeah, you should totally come.
I'll
Definitely. But you will have many places to visit because if you come all this
stay for a
far,
month. Don't worry.
yeah,
Don't
well,
worry.
a month it's probably not enough. So maybe two. Um, so let's go back to thinking about teaching and learning and all of that. What do you think is your biggest challenge as a teacher? So what is either most challenging to teach or your biggest challenge as a teacher, you think?
Ah, great question. I don't know.
So none. It's easy. Everything is easy.
No, I don't know. I think, yeah, not being like arrogant or anything. No, truly.
I just loved it.
Not being arrogant or anything, but I don't really think that anything is impossible. You know,
Yeah.
you start understanding how you can do things, and how you can fight the obstacles.
Yeah.
Um, what was the question again? Can you repeat it?
What
The,
is most challenging for you to teach, or as a teacher,
as a
what's more
teacher, okay,
challenging to you?
I can answer as a teacher. As a
Yeah.
teacher, I think the greatest challenge is to continue your evolution,
Yeah.
continue learning,
Agree.
and especially being here in Europe, you don't have content.
Yeah.
You don't. Who are you going to learn from?
Yeah.
You know,
I get you.
obviously there are many people that are doing great things, and we communicate with each other. We are all friends, and but it's not like we have a course or this
A
recycling.
study group or something like that.
We actually have. I don't want to be I don't want to be unfair. We have those sorts of activities, but it's more, I think these activities are more tailored to new teachers. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel the pressure of creating this course. It's like we
Yeah.
are the ones that have to create these courses, but we also need these courses, you know?
Yeah.
And this brings me to another point, which is really exciting, which is we find the source of information not just for her. Okay, I'm talking about dance and technique and how you can learn more about the body of the student and stuff. We do this in Brazil, so we are constantly in courses and online courses, and recently we were invited to be part of this huge event for teachers, made by a guy called Marcelo Grangeiro, and he's this guru of ballroom dances in Brazil,
Yep.
and he bring like all of these teachers together to do this massive congress,
Yeah.
with 200 teachers who are students attending this event, and we as Espaço Baiano, we were invited to teach
Wow.
the class because we are obviously uh, doing online classes, and we are trying to be more innovative and create classes for all sorts of different students. So we created a class for men, for leaders.
Yeah.
Right. And this is something you don't see in the scene. You see ladies styling, followers classes, but you don't see a class for leaders
For leaders.
and for
Yeah.
guys, right? For men, because the body of the men is totally different from the body of the women.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. Yeah.
So we we shared our experience, and it was amazing. Oh my god, I've never felt so nervous in my life, because what a big responsibility, you know. We were the ones who should be sitting as students, and we were there in front of 200 teachers who had, I mean, 20 years more experience than us, 20 years more.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. So that's the biggest challenge, I think, in being a teacher here, and obviously trying
That's
to
really cool.
create different things for the students, but we find the inspiration from them. So it's easy to work with students in that sense. I don't think
Yeah.
there's a challenge.
That's cool. So nice. Yeah, you're definitely a natural teacher. If you weren't a teacher, I don't know what would you be. Let me ask you something. So we're all keen to get a little snippet of your knowledge, if you can. So are you okay to teach us something today?
Yes, let's
Yes?
go. I mean, let's see if I have the space. I can do like
Okay.
this.
I'll
See,
do it.
do you see the
Yep.
record? Do you see the record?
I do.
Oh my god.
So tell us, what are you going to do first?
Okay.
So guys, for you out there, just find a space and you have to stand up and do it, okay? I'll do it too. It's going to stay recorded. Let's say that you're cooking dinner now and you can't really dance, we'll get it. But if you can, do it together. It's so much more fun,
Yes,
because
let's
then you can
go.
provide feedback and you can ask questions, and we can be more
I
productive.
mean, the camera is totally flipped,
Yeah, we know.
but this movement that you guys asked me to do, it's easy to follow like this. So let's talk about repique, right? You guys asked me to do repique. Why did you ask me to do repique?
Because your legs doing repique are absolutely amazing. It's so pretty. And I've seen classes of yourself teaching followers style, and learning repique isn't that hard, but making repique look amazing is extremely hard, I find it.
I
So
think so.
and I've seen you teaching it before, and I've seen you doing it before, and we just thought that it would be a good thing.
right,
But if you
thank
have
you.
something else,
No. I love
totally
it.
open.
I always say this in classes. beginners, total beginners, they always ask us for this step,
For
and
Hipiki. I know.
and they're like this. Oh, a teacher, can you please teach me that step where you do
Yeah, they do. You know that one you do like this. No,
like,
this is shimmer. It's a different one.
and we're like, hold up, this you are going to learn an intermediate one. So
Yeah.
after 6 months, and people actually think that this is an easy step. I don't think it's an easy step.
Me
I really
neither.
don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to, obviously in Forró we're always twisted. So our upper body does something different from our legs, just like we do when we're walking in a hurry. But so in this particular step, we're going with our body as a block, right? Everything to one side. And this is what people find difficult. And it's funny because when we ask them to twist their bodies to do a particular step, they can't. They do exactly the technique of repique. And when we want them to do the technique of repique, going everything together, they twist. But so, and it also.
So how do you call it again? Passo quê?
Base arrastada.
Base arrastada.
Yes. But we call it repique as well, and I mean we understand it. Cool. And this particular movement also requires the frame, the understanding of the frame in terms of if you should leave your, oh my god, I don't know how to. Okay, here, your frame should be here and not past your body or past your body to the front. So and at the same time, you need to receive that information and transform it into movement in a light way. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you already taught how to get in and how to do the basic one, right, guys?
Yes. We don't know who's watching us, so we might have people that have no idea. But I think the best way we can use you today is if you assume that the person already know how to get in and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I actually watched. I asked them to send me videos of what you guys already learned, and we actually do it in a different way. For the leaders. Okay. So I'm gonna try to show you how we do it.
Yeah. And we always tell that to our students that, because Forró isn't a pre-made dance, that there's multiple ways in which people dance all around. And it's great that they can learn a different way of doing something that they already know. Great. We can see you perfectly.
All right. I don't know if you can see my face.
We can. Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. And can you hear me from here? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So let's just try to clean the movement for the followers. Okay. And I really think that what I'm going to show you right now is going to change the design and how the movement looks. Okay. So the first thing is what I see people doing the most is they are twisting, always not changing the weight. Okay.
Yeah.
This really makes oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry guys, let's see. So just first with the steps, yeah? Usually people do it like this. Chack, chack. See? So the percentage of weight is equal in both legs. How we like to do it is actually stepping and stepping and stepping. 100%, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cool.
So that would be the first thing, to step and step and step. Obviously, you don't want to be like a horse, so a little bit closer to the floor, yeah? And uniting this with the movement of the hip. So all the hip, and it follows with the rest of the body. So this is what you want to do with the rest of your body. See? Everything together. Everything together. So when you join your legs, your steps with the rest of the body. Let's go. So
let's go.
You would go. You would step, and you would step, and you would step. Okay. So that's how
step.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how you really create this uh, these lines, yeah? And if I pay more attention to how I'm bending my knee, I can start to use it more like a horse.
Oh, yeah. So you bring it and go.
Exactly. So when you're in the air, it's bent. As soon as you step, it's straight.
Okay.
This creates this catwalk.
Yeah, it does feel like a catwalk.
You see?
Yeah.
So let's try it now to do something that makes the whole difference as well, guys, which is putting your arms up. Always,
yeah.
always. If you leave your arms down, you see how I look. I look really sloppy when doing the movement. So
Yeah.
you're going to pretend that you are in the water and you are pushing the water.
Ah.
Arms, push the water.
Whoops.
Do you see? Push the water.
So you're kind of doing this with your arms, like almost like that.
When I'm by myself, okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. Just to learn the
Exactly.
sort of like the frame.
So push the water, push the water, push the water. Okay? So
let me try something here. I'll take out mic. Is there feedback at all of your voice when you talk? Talk to me.
No, I don't think so.
No? Good. Great.
That's cool. Okay, guys. So let's try to do this with 1, 2, 3. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go. Ready? Let's start on 3. Ready? And 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Use your legs and really define 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. The other thing I wanted to say is on 3. That's the step where you go to the side, right? It's really important that your leg is straight. Otherwise, you have this heavy look. For example, 3. See? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
What people do more.
Ah, get it.
Up,
yes.
Down, up, down. Instead, we're going to do down, down, up, up. Bada, bada, bada. Let's go. Ready? And up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, and down, down, up. Now, the other thing is when you're going to do 1 and 2, down, down, your legs are going to be together. Otherwise, when you go to the side, you don't see a difference because your legs are apart. So,
get it.
Up, down, down, up. See? Together, together, step. Together, together, step. Perfect. Yeah, very good. Use your arms a little bit higher. Up and down, up. Okay? Yes.
There's a lot of ab work.
So that's a very funny thing to say because everyone teaches the step saying, okay, your abs should be how do you say? Contracted?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that our abs should be like this, but in my opinion, your body already knows how to do it.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, you're gonna be like this, you know? Unless your body is totally without any structure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Julie, the down, down, up, you can use it as a styling as well. So you can actually incorporate it as a styling. So up, down, down, up. You change the design. See? Down, down, up. And it's so super simple. Chiqui, chiquito. Y chiqui, chiquito. Okay?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
For the leaders, bear with me because this is difficult, okay? So if you see, we as followers, we go to the front with our chest, right? Yeah. For you to be able to lead, this is our philosophy in Espaço Baião. We don't like to lead with arms, okay? Yeah. We like to lead with the body, so body leading. And this turns you into a very light dancer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
everything that is led with arms, it's more like the indicative way of leading. And we use that when, for example, doing those steps where
Yeah.
without the arms, the step wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything everything other than that than this, every other step that you can remove your arms
Chop
and
it up.
the step happens, you don't need the arms. And
Okay.
this is the example. So you can be doing base arrastada, repique, without your arms, without any
Fair
contact.
enough. Yeah.
That's why it doesn't make sense for it. So the follower is going to the front. It doesn't make sense that the leader is also going to the front,
Yeah.
because you are
Because you
doing
would
it.
never lead that. Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense that we do it ta, 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 ta. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Okay?
Yeah.
What are we going to do instead? We're going to do this. Chan, chan, chan,
Ah, yeah.
chan, chan, chan. So if the follower is going to the front with the chest, the leader is going
To the,
to the
to the
back.
side. To the side. Yeah.
Okay? So I like to my students hate this analogy, but I love it, and no one ever forgets. Imagine you have an eye, okay? An
Yeah.
eye on your chest. This is the follower's eye. And now you have an eye on your back. That's the leader's eye. Okay? So when you're
Okay.
doing the leader, the eye of the back is always in front, always looking. Okay?
Okay.
So let me do this here in front of you first. So you would go 3, 1, 2. I'm going to turn myself to the other side so you can see. Exactly. Together, together. Step,
Ah, yeah.
together,
Okay.
together, step.
So
So
the thing that you, sorry, Camila, let me just ask. So you're not actually like the step logic, it's the same. It's the body that it's moving. Okay.
however, the foot, your feet are gonna have to change a little bit. So we try not
Yeah.
to. So usually
Better
for the
piece.
followers, exactly for the followers, the tips of your foot go to the front, right? So
Yeah.
3 for the followers. 1, 2, 3. Always open. For the leader,
Yeah.
we're going to do the heel. Yeah. So 3. Obviously exaggerating. Yeah. It's not going
Yeah.
to look like this. It's not going to look like this. So we try to go a little bit more straight. So 3, 1, 2, 3. Everything is more up. You don't really see the movement here. But if I show you my upper body, it's here. Okay? Perfect. Exactly. So I'm gonna turn myself here.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes, I'm
Ready?
ready.
And 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So a tip for you guys, for you to teach your students first, before you teach this, you should teach them how to do the eights. Okay? We
Yeah.
have this in tango. It's a really broad technique. So you would teach them to do this first, and this
Yeah.
first, and then actually stepping and stepping, and then on the spot, on the spot. And when you see it, you are already doing it. Yes, yes? Guys, let me know if you have any questions.
There's
No.
a few things on the chat, but they're normally, yes, I love it. Good.
Cool.
Makes sense. So helpful.
All right.
All
So,
of that.
followers, while we are working on the leaders part, please work on the down, down, up. Okay. And if you want, instead of joining your legs, joining your feet down, down, up, you can do cross to the side. I mean, not to the side, to the back. I'm sorry. So down, down. See, crossing.
Ah, yeah.
Down, down, up, down, down, up. I
Okay.
like it. Not crossing. because it's different. Everyone crosses.
Yeah.
So, is this shiki? Okay. big
No,
controversy.
that's shiki. We call it shiki, a different one.
This one.
Shiki, and names are always a thing, right? People call it different names, different things. Augusto shiki here. We call that one that it's here.
Yeah, here as well. This is our shiki.
Yeah, for us too.
But I understand because this step we also do kind of. It's the sound.
True.
It's the sound. All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Followers, while we are working on the leaders, you try to do those two variations. Okay.
Yes.
I have two more difficult for you, so you better have these ones right. Yeah. Leaders. I prepared.
Let me try once with you the follower crossing the leg behind, just once.
Yes.
So that I get it. Yeah?
Go.
So let's do it.
3, cross to the back, cross to the
like that. Ah, no, so 3 cross here.
Yeah. Yeah, you did it right. Let me put my light here down.
So if you step with your right, then you cross behind with your left.
Exactly.
Got it.
So you want to join your knees together.
Yeah.
And then stay on the spot and step. Always changing the weight. Always 100%, okay?
One side is easier than the other.
I think you should use your arms a little bit higher. Use them.
And also not have a carpet would have helped.
You're in the carpet. Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
Bora Bianca. Okay, so cool. Leaders. The variation that I have for you, it's one that I really like. I think it fits really well with your bodies, which is, oh my God, how am I going to say it? All right. Can you see me?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so it's going to be like this. So 3, heel, point, and step. Heel, point. I'm sorry, I'm doing as a follower, leader. Sorry. Okay. So, leader. Basic step. Basic step. I'll turn myself to the other way so you can see, okay? All right. Ready?
Okay.
And go. Tip, heel, and step. Okay? Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Yay! Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Very good. So, ready?
That's good.
Normal. Step. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's go. Tip, heel, and step. Tip, heel, and step. Ichiki, chiki, tum. Chiki, chiki, tum. Chiki, chiki, tum. Ichiki, chiki, tum.
Very good. Can I ask a question? Do you when you're doing the tip heel, do you bend your supporting leg?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. That's awesome.
You want to use the arms to push, okay? Should the arms give a strong frame for the follower? Okay. I'm even gonna sit down for this question.
Okay, I'll follow you into sitting down then.
My point of view is everyone is responsible for their own body. The only thing that we are doing as leaders is showing the way. Okay, and so that's it, showing the way. So this is not going to help anyone. Really, it's going to be real super heavy, and I actually call this the boob shake. because the only thing that moves is our boobs. I'm sorry, because this is gonna create this movement. I don't like it.
Yeah, true. That
It
is true. And then it's
only
going to be a shimmer more than anything.
yeah, it doesn't
Gonna
help.
be
Okay. Also, it's really important that when you do when you lead the repique, it should be small, but not so small or not so quick, not tick tick. It has to be following the way you step everything together. Because what I see more is tung, tuk tuk, tung, tuk tuk, tung. And when you understand where you are, you already lost the rhythm.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I get you.
All right. Let's do this with the music for the leaders.
Leah, let's go. Haha. So Karen, that it's commenting, she's one of the students here, and Bill is her partner, and they're both dancers, but she's just mocking him because he's lazy today.
No, let's go. Let's go. All right. So
are we doing leader or follower now?
leader. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Normal.
Mas veja só que coisa do destino. No meio do caminho eu encontrei você. É como fogo queimando na madeira. Assopra, acende a brasa sem quem me não vê. Caminho é doce que nem mel de abelha. O tempo flui, eu tento fazer parar. Vamos planando e aterrissando em nossa cama, rolando a noite toda até o sol raiar. Mas veja só que coisa do destino. No meio do caminho eu encontrei você. É como fogo queimando na madeira. Assopra, acende a brasa sem quem me não vê. Caminho é doce que nem mel de abelha. O tempo voa, eu tento fazer parar. Vamos planando e aterrissando em nossa cama, rolando a noite toda até o sol raiar. Mas eu te espero, menina. Acho que tem que ser com
I'm
você.
loving it.
Nice.
It's so good. It's so good. It feels just a question then. So here and then pa and move.
Yeah.
When you move, do you move more side or do you actually turn your body then again?
I turn my body.
Cool. Okay.
You know, the degrees, the angles of your upper body are going to move a person.
Yeah.
So you are going to define how much the person opens. If you don't go to the back as a leader, the follower will do the step like this: side, cheek, cheek, side, cheek, cheek, side. And this is counterproductive because the movement doesn't flow.
I get you.
Okay.
I totally get you.
Right.
Yeah. Very, very, very good.
So
Let's see.
Let's do
So Augusto is talking about getting in and out of this step. Augusto, watch my lives on Wednesdays. I was teaching the people here to get in and out before Camila's live because we knew that she was doing that. So we've done one way of getting in and out. There's plenty, but I can send you a video too.
I actually see the getting in and out of the step as actually the step in itself is a variation of second base.
Second base, yeah, exactly. So it's 1, 2, 3. It's on the 3, and you just in it.
There are people that start on 1 as well. I don't think it's a good approach because it's too sudden.
Do you do on the 1?
No, we do it on 3.
I do on the 3 too. I learned on the 1. Because, well, I guess you know that, lots of us in Brazil, we didn't really take lessons. So I learned on people just pushing me, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's how I learned, and it was on the 1. But when I properly learned and people said on a 3, it blew my mind. So I find it easier.
Yeah, actually, leaders, a very good tip for you to start doing the movement, just to see if you are leading it correctly, is followers. You are going to place your your arms on the shoulders of the leader, and that's how you're going to be led. Okay.
That's very good.
The leader is actually going to do this only, or this. Okay. I like to have them place their arms here to give them stability, but the followers have their contact here, so they are doing this. They are doing this. So the followers will only do the movement that the leader is doing. If they are not rotating anything, the follower won't do the movement. So that's a very good way to have some feedback. Okay, especially for you, Karen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's go for the followers.
Yes.
So I really like this one. So you go to the front, and on one you go up together.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. So 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Make sure that here there is no space. Really together. Okay.
Yeah.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Use your arms. Don't leave them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure also, I know it's difficult for you because you have a carpet. Make sure that the support leg is moving.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
I should actually put my shoes on.
Yeah, let's go. All right, so 3. Pay attention to this leg now. As I'm doing the movement, it's moving. See? 1, 2, and 3. A nice exercise for you to practice this is to go together, lift one leg, and just twist, twist, twist. This is the movement.
Very good. Yes.
And then with the other leg, twist, twist, twist. If you don't use your arms, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
What I'm saying for you to use your arms is for you to have them here. They don't go past. They don't go down your elbow line. You could use your arms here, but it doesn't help anything. So up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. So ready? I'm gonna do it here. Ready? And 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And something really important is you don't need to be on your tiptoes.
Okay? Cool.
You don't need.
Maybe I'll try without then.
So you just need to place your weight in the front part of your foot so that your heel is able to create this twisting.
Pivot.
That's it. Pivot. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
And
cool.
3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go back to the normal. Step, step, side. Step, step, side. Let's get in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay?
That's very good. The tip about not necessarily being on the balls of your feet is really good, because you can use that if you want to. But for example, here, I probably don't have the muscles ready, so I'm losing my balance. And by not being on the balls of my feet, it really helped me.
And actually, even when you have a perfect floor, the perfect shoes, the perfect leader, as soon as you are on your tiptoes here, and you are doing something that is really unstable, you are going to put a little bit of your weight on the leader. So why? You know, we also don't like them to put their weight on us. So let's try to have this. Actually, we want to make our body more intelligent. So being able to use the going up and down according to the steps that we're doing.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Very helpful.
Let's go.
O meu amor é teu, Isso cê sabe, pois o seu você me deu. Eu sinto falta da saudade passageira, quando eu sabia que você ia voltar pra gente namorar, pra gente namorar, pra gente namorar. Mas veja só que coisa do destino, no meio do caminho encontrei você. É como fogo queimando na madeira, assopra, acende a brasa se quem me não vê. Caminho é doce que nem mel de abelha, o tempo flui e eu tento fazer parar. Vamos planando e aterrissando em nossa cama, rolando a noite toda até o sol raiar. Mas veja só que coisa do destino.
See,
Do you
you
have
can
any
see a good
questions?
teacher when a
Yes,
student can
of course.
actually do something.
So there is another one. I prepared another one, but I'm not sure if you guys look, because look, usually when people talk about repique, they always do variations with legs.
Yeah.
I also do many variations with legs, but there are plenty of other things that we can do with the rest of the body that make the step different. Okay. So, there is this variation with the rest of the body, or another variation with the legs. What do you guys prefer?
I think another one with the rest of the body would be cool.
Yeah?
Just so that we can see something different.
It's really not anything out of the ordinary, but look, for example. Imagine you have a song like this. Yeah?
Okay.
Só devolvi sorriso, te apertei perto do umbigo e beijo seu eu dei.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So you're like.
Mas olha só, coisa, eu acordei com seu braço em cima de mim. Seus olhos tão gigantes, não dia aí sorrindo para mim. É que não tava nos meus.
Let me try. So are you doing just sides?
So, it's really difficult to teach this because what we are doing is just emphasizing your chest and your butt. So
yeah,
it's really, that's how I can put it. So what we are doing is this. Okay. So one to the front and one to the back, or we are doing this.
Okay, an angle.
Different directions. So that's pretty much what we can do. You can also use the movement of a circle.
Yeah, you've done that. I saw in the last one. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Let's go that one.
But we are not going to do the repique. Okay, we're going to do like this: on the spot step, on the spot step. Go around, go around. Chiqui, chiquito. Circle, circle, step. Circle, circle, step. Circle, circle, step. Circle, circle, step. Chiqui, chiquito. Chiqui, chiquito. Okay? And now,
yeah,
you start on 3, the opening step. Chiqui, chiqui, open. Cheeky, cheeky, open. Cheeky, cheeky, open. Cheeky, cheeky, open. As soon as you step, this is a very good tip. When you step with your right, your butt is going back all the time. Okay? So let's go.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do this all the time. Like twisting. All right? Ready? And 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. go around and twist at the same time. Chiqui, chiqui, tum. See, when you step to the right with your right, your bum is going out. Chiqui, chiqui, tum. You can do it smaller. Chiqui, chiqui, tum. Chiqui, chiqui, tum. Obviously, you can only do this when the leader is not using his arms.
Yeah. Okay. And when it's a slower song, probably, so that you can emphasize those parts of movement.
Fits better. Let's try with the song.
Yeah, let's
try to do plain and then apply it so you can see the difference.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if there are questions first. Just a second. Can you do these steps side on?
What do you mean?
No, you normally do with your leader in front of you, Wendy. It's leader and follower, one in front of the other. Cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Maybe try this one's good. Ready? Normal? Let's go.
Era uma coisa à toa, de repente virou uma grande confusão. Você brigou comigo, sem motivo e sem razão. Eu ouvi calada e nada lhe responde.
Okay, now very small.
Saí sem despedir. Era uma coisa à toa, de repente virou uma grande confusão. Você brigou comigo, sem motivo e sem razão. Eu ouvi calada e nada lhe responde. De tão magoada, saí sem me despedir. Ah, se eu pudesse voltar o tempo, não haveria ressentimento, não haveriam mais brigas, jamais, e viveríamos tempos de paz.
Very good.
Não
Tá lindo! Maravilhosa.
When
I put it side to side. Did you see it?
Yes. It's such a humbling experience to be learning publicly. To suck publicly. But that's okay. I tell my students that my love of Ho is bigger than my ego sometimes. Yeah. So I'm okay.
The last variation.
Good, Camila.
Thank you. The last variation. 1, 2, 3. Carolina says that when you say to start on 3, are you counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2, 3 and 4? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You can however you prefer, okay? It really doesn't matter.
I think it's 1, 2, 3, pause, 1, 2, 3. So that's what we're doing. There was another one. I've got to go. Oh yeah, it's from Bianca. Yay! She's from Sydney. Do you know her?
No.
Oh, okay. So she's also with Augusto and everybody there in Sydney.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the last variation I'm gonna do is I've never seen people doing this variation. It's quite simple. It's really simple. And this is going to how can I put it? This is going to invade the space of the leader, and I love it because they're like, you know. So
how to freak out a leader?
A little bit, but we don't really hate them. Okay, so what we're going to
really?
Yeah, we don't. Unless we want to. So what we are doing is, imagine, this is the leader. This is the leader, where he is. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we are doing is this: 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. Front
That's cool.
and side. So
Okay.
So we do 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's nothing different than this. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The leaders, they use this base a lot when they are dancing as well. Okay?
Yeah.
Front and side. But we are going to apply now the twist. So 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is literally going to the front. I like to go diagonal as well. So,
Okay.
3. Let me see if you can see me. So 3, 1, 2, 3.
Diagonal to the outs.
Yeah, it's really like this. 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. And I also like to add more hips when I go to the side. So I go 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
Gotcha.
3. 1, 2, 3. Boom, ba, doom. Boom, ba, doom. Ba, doom. Ba, doom. I do this so that students know when is the moment to do the hip.
Cool.
Okay?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
That's so good.
Thank you.
Camila, that was amazing.
Now I want to see videos of you guys doing it. Tag me. Please.
Totally. We can try. But as you know, not all of us are self-isolating with other dancers. So we are going to post it doing by ourselves.
Yeah. And
Okay,
guys, I'm actually going to be doing a class about this topic in Espaço Baião. All of our classes are open to everybody, and we also translate them, so you can attend. Let me see when it is.
Send us a link we can share on our Facebook.
Yeah, it's at Espaço Baião.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
But I mean, the class link, or is it in the website?
We go through the registration, and then we put the people in closed groups on Facebook.
Perfect.
So
okay.
we are going to do this class. I'm going to do a class about repique, using the body and many different movements of the body, next Tuesday at 8:30. So it's going to be for the PM.
That's going to be in the morning for us.
No.
Kind of like 5 a.m. sort of.
However, all of our classes are live, but then we leave them 1 week there
recorded
for people to see.
Wow, that's so
good.
We
have a huge program. I don't know if I can put images here. Can I? Pictures? No.
I don't know. As you know, I know nothing about this technology we are using. Nachi is the brain behind it.
Yeah, but everything's on our Instagram and Facebook, so just go ahead. And we have workshops on the weekends as well. Many things.
So what we can do a big post on our thingy on Facebook with the website for Espaço Baião, plus a few of the pictures and things from your Facebook and Instagram, so that people know where to look for you. Guys, I have been following Espaço Baião for quite some time. When we went into self-isolation, Nachi and I were thinking, how can we practice with social distancing? And Espaço Baião was, a lot of my inspiration came from them, because they had very good classes with social distancing, which was amazing. So do follow them. And if you go to Portugal, go there.
Lucia is asking if it's on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. The classes are on Facebook in closed groups. And we use Instagram to promote the classes, okay? So just in our on our Instagram and Facebook, you see everything and all the info. Everything is in English as well. And
we can repost your Instagram post as well. And your
all the classes are very good because we are creating them for people who are actually on their own, you know? They don't have anyone to dance. And we cannot even touch each other, so it's really a lot of technique and styling and stuff.
Yeah, you guys have been a great inspiration for us, and now you all can see why. Camila is pretty amazing. Thank you for all the knowledge that you shared. Thank you for being so open and so generous with your knowledge.
Another class we have a huge team. The others can also do it with other topics. Well, we have samba as well if you're interested. So it would be nice.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
let's think about that. Yep, we have a few other ones for the next weeks, but we're not gonna leave this universe that soon, so we can always book for whenever.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was amazing to share this moment with you.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you so much. We'll see you around. Please come and visit us in Australia.
I want to one day next year.
Yeah. Let's book it in next year then.
Deal.
Cool. Deal. See you next year.
Beijo.
Thank you, Camila. Bye.
Beijo, querida. Beijo.